Giants and Mariners.
Thanks, Greg. Here in the Kingdome, it's 1-0 Seattle. As the Giants have J.T. Snow at first base with nobody out. The hitter is Mark Lewis facing Jamie Moyer. As Moyer pauses at the belt and throws to Lewis, and Lewis swings and misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And what does he come back to when he needs a strike?
Boy, every fastball situation, he goes right to that changeup. Sitting 1-0 behind the count. Lewis, a dead fastball hitter. Moyer knows the animal. Lewis 5 times has faced Moyer, has gotten 3 hits. He never gets cornered in. 1-0 comes right to him with a changeup.
And that one misses to Lewis. There's Bill Miller. You can see the index finger as he keeps it protected. Warren King, the Giants orthopod, will take a look at it tomorrow. And we're hoping that the news on Bill Miller's right finger will be better than what the Giants think. Here's a throw to first, and Snow is back.
A great story about Miller. When he hurt the finger, he got news that it was a fracture. First thing he said to trainer Mark Laton was, "I think Dusty's going to be mad at me." Well, I mean, injuries are part of the game, kid. Nothing you can do about a broken finger. We know you didn't mean to do it.
And Snow gets back again. That does sound Bill Miller-like, though. We will keep you updated from Seattle. Right now it's 1-0 Mariners. Back to Greg Papa and Ray Fosse.
Well, it's been an agonizing day for the San Diego bullpen yet again. Rich Batchelor can't even bear to watch the 9th here, but Scott Brosius can. He just untied the game with a home run over the left field scoreboard. Scott Brosius is today's Budweiser Player of the Game. Budweiser, the king of beers.
And Scott Spezio must have known it was going out because he was standing on third by the time the ball hit in the seats.
First one to Carlos Hernandez. He lifts to right center. McDonald's got it. First out of the 9th recorded. Scott Brosius back to third base. Tony Batista recalled today. With Bornegal going on the disabled list, he is at shortstop. Meanwhile, the A's bullpen is silent. Bill Taylor is not throwing it all to the bullpen. It looks like this save opportunity will be all Aaron Smalls. Now, if somebody does get on base, and Tony Gwynn could be the tying run of the game, you may see Buddy Groom get up, and they may go to the left-hander to get Gwynn out to win the game. But if Aaron Small gets Ricky Henderson and Kilby Olveris, the A's could end it. Now, for Aaron Small, this would actually be a win because the game was tied, so it's not a save opportunity for anybody right now unless they would make a pitching change. As the A's got the 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th to tie it and then go ahead. Ricky Henderson over the top. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ricky.
That swing looked like Ricky Henderson wanted to leave a long ball in the memories of the fans here that he played in front of for so many years. It's a little tough with the ball down on your ankles to hit it out of the park.
Brosius charging, throwing. What a day for Scott Brosius. A day that began this morning. Just he and Denny Walling hitting, trying to get it going, Ray, and he continues to play sparkling defense.
And he uses his glove. He started barehand the ball, but the ball took a little odd bounce. Had to use his glove, still transferred the ball into his hand very quickly. Watch his right hand as he starts to reach down, which he does so often to barehand, pulled it back, took it with his glove. Great
One
play.
more man to get. And the A's will get this victory and leave Tony Gwynn in the on-deck circle.
Hitting 400. If one guy gets over 200, one guy gets to 400 in the same day.
Kilby Olveris has had a good game himself, but he's got to get on base here. Give Gwynn a shot. Ball almost hit Veras. 2-0. We are approaching the 4-hour mark today. We're about 10 minutes away from that. This game has seen better than 350 pitches be thrown. The Padres over 190 now. The A's have thrown 153 pitches. A's want this to be well worth it. They were down at 1.4-0. Now they lead 8-6. 1 out away from victory. Three and 0. Buddy Groom is not throwing in the A's bullpen. Of course, Buddy worked last night through 50 pitches, so he may not be available today. Tony Gwynn is going to get a shot. Tony Gwynn, representing the tying run, will bat in an 8-6 game.
And you know, Tony Gwynn is not up there after Groom has thrown 4 pitches out of the strike zone. He's not up there to take a first pitch strike. He had a fastball last night straight away center field for a home run. That was a 3-run shot. And I'd have to say no more pitches that he sees in an at bat. He's got a good one first offering. He'll be swinging at it.
The 39th 4-hit game of his incredible career. Came into the game at 392. His 4 hits have pushed him up 8 points. Giants still batting in the top of the second. Down 1-0 against Jamie Moyer. Once this game is done, we're right out to Seattle for that game in its entirety. Tony Gwynn into a 2-strike hole. If he gets on base, Ken Caminiti would bat next. McClellan will not call out Tony Gwynn. He'll call out Patrick Lennon all day, but he won't call out Gwynn on the inside pitch. Here's the 1-2. He chased it. It's rolled to Spezio, on to Giambi, and the A's win it. They get Tony Gwynn out at last. The A's get a split. Brocious is your hero, and we'll check out the Giants tomorrow, 1 o'clock. In fact, we'll check them out right here. For Ray Fosse, Greg Papa saying so long. Now we go to Kipe in Seattle.
Thanks, Greg. Here in Seattle, the bases are loaded. And the count of 1 ball and no strikes for Rich Aurilia. And a swing and a ground ball, could be 2. There's 1 and a double play. Rich Aurilia gets into a 5-4-3 double play. And Moyer gets out of it after walking 3 here in the second inning. Seattle 1, Giants nothing. Mariners are leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It was Ken Griffey Jr. who came up with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the first to knock in Joey Cora, who had singled to lead off the inning. Went to second on a wild pitch. Here's William Van Landingham. Is that the Moose?
That is the Moose.
The Moose. Actually, as hard as we are on mascots, the Moose is pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good act. I agree.
And the kids like him, and that's what counts.
So are the beer drinkers out in the bleachers.
Giants squandered a huge opportunity in the second. And here's Jay Buhner. Buhner, Sorrento, and Dan Wilson. Here's Van Landingham to the plate. And a strike at the knees.
Boy, Van Landingham has had a pretty good command of his pitches today. More so than we've seen the last 8 starts. Getting ahead, getting that first strike over.
1 ball and 1 strike to Buhner, who stands about as far back in the batter's box as you can. And stands straight up. Of course, that all changes once he gets ready to hit. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Van Landingham, a little extra past Jay Buhner.
He cannot get any farther back in the batter's box, but he stands in the back line with both feet. It's an unusual style of stance in the batter's box, because when he strides out, that head has to drop a lot. Takes a normal stride, that head's going to slide down about 5 or 6 inches, and that affects your vision of the ball.
Swinging a foul back.
And Buhner, there's no such thing as a 2-strike adjustment. He is going to let it fly. He leads this Rocky team with 84 strikeouts. So you can see how far out he goes out. Now, when he strides that far, his head will slide downward towards the pitcher. A lot of movement in that head.
Swing and a miss, and Berryhill hangs on to the foul tip, and it's a strikeout for Van Landingham, his first.
I think that's how you pitch him. Throw him hanging breaking balls.
By the way, tip of the hat to the A's. They beat the Padres in a good ball game. Here's the pitch you're talking about.
Now, this one's right out there by the belt, not much on it, and Buhner swings right through it. And we've seen him swing through a lot of high pitches in that similar area. We've also seen him take that knee-high slider in the black that's nasty over the yard too. Out of the yard, rather, over the fence.
Here's Sorrento. Sorrento with an opposite field home run last night, his 15th. He's got 40 RBIs.
I can't believe how much different this guy's swinging the bat than when we first saw him in Cleveland.
Strike.
A couple of years ago, we had a day off in Pittsburgh. We drove into Cleveland to see the ballpark, Jacobs Field, and we saw Paul Sorrento, and he was a dead pull hitter. In fact, he thought going to left field was a ground ball to the second baseman. Not anymore.
Up and away to Sorrento.
This guy's got a good inside-out approach. He got up here in Seattle around Lee Hillian and watched these Mariners and how they all seem to have their bats square, and they use the entire field. Well, he started to employ some of those techniques, and now he's a much better hitter because of it.
Popped up above us and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
In fact, I believe, Kai, when we were in Cleveland, you said that this guy would not be able to hit in the National League because of his all-pull style. And I agreed with you, but not anymore. This guy's approach is pretty solid. He can hit anywhere.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped him up. Berryhill near the on-deck circle, and he'll make the catch. 2 away.
That's great to see guys getting to the major league level define what it takes to be successful here, and then set about trying to put those things that are necessary to succeed here into their game. And Sorrento is one of those guys. He wants to stay here, and he's flourishing.
Here's Dan Wilson, who the Giants did not see last night. He's hitting .270 with 6 home runs, 35 RBIs. Pitches high to Wilson. Wilson is an all-star. Two balls and no strikes with 2 outs. The Anaheim Angels, in a very low-scoring game in Colorado, beat the Rockies 4-1. (3-0). We'll look at Jose Cruz Jr. and Van Landingham comes in with a strike. Judging by some of the attendance marks around the league yesterday, interleague play again after a week or 2-week layoff. Very popular. It's a hit, Mike.
Yes, it is. It's fun. It's captured a lot of imaginations around the country. Guys who used to fantasize in rotisserie leagues what it would be like to have National League, American League playing against each other. Well, they're finding out this season, and they're finding out that they like it.
Jose Cruz Jr. 237 with 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. He was the Mariner who made the final out in the win last night for San Francisco. He popped out to JT Snow in foul territory. I asked JT about the pop-up. I said, from our angle in the broadcast booth, it looked like the pop-up that he caught missed a couple of speakers, about 5 cables that are hanging down, and somehow managed to get through all of that and find the glove of JT Snow. Snow said, yeah, I did all that. Plus, he said, there were 3 kids just screaming in my ear, and I just knew those kids along the first base line in the stands were going to stick out and push me or stick their glove in my ear. He said then it drifted back a little bit away from everybody, and it was an easy catch after that, a strike at the knees. The ball goes up in the air. I'm betting on JT Snow. He got that from the old man. There is no doubt about it. He will catch the ball.
Keep waiting for him to spike one in the end zone.
Strike to make it 2-2.
Hey, you come into the Giants clubhouse, and after last night's game, which was an emotional victory, I really thought there'd be a lot of shouting and horsing around. And this clubhouse is the same day in and day out. You really don't know what they did the night before. Win or lose, they're the same. They go about their business.
Smoke to center field. Hamilton going back. He's at the wall. He leaps, and it is gone. To dead center field, Jose Cruz Jr. It's 3-0. The sad thing for Van Landingham is he had actually had an easy inning going, and then he walked Dan Wilson.
2 strike. Nice swing put on by Jose Cruz, and Jose Cruz, who lockers next to Jamie Moyer, just picked up his locker roomie and gave him a 3-run lead and a nice cushion. That's some damage, all with 2 outs, all because of the walk.
Here's Russ Davis, the 9th hitter in the lineup, and he has a half swing, and it's 0-1. Davis hitting .302 with 10 home runs, 33 RBIs. Here's a guy hitting 9th that's got 10 home runs.
Hitting .302 and has 33 RBIs. Well, that I think exemplifies the type of potency you have throughout this Mariner lineup. They don't let up.
Swinging a ground ball. Rich Aurilia has a shot at it, and he throws to first for the out. 2 runs on a base hit and a walk. We've played 2 here in Seattle. It's the Mariners 3 and the Giants 0. 3-0 Seattle. Is Darryl Hamilton will stand in to face Jamie Moyer, who has walked 4. He's walked 4, and the Giants haven't scored.
It's because he has not given up a hit yet. Moyer with a no-hitter.
Hamilton walked to lead off the ball game and was left stranded. That's a strike.
Well, it's the 2nd time through the lineup, and all season long the Giants have done a great job of communicating with one another after the first time in the lineup, and then they get a game plan for that 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th time through. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make in their game plan to try and go after Moyer now that they've seen him once.
Moyer comes back quickly with a couple of strikes to make it 1-2. Hamilton, it's a comeback. And that's 1 out. Well, our next Giants telecast on Sports Channel is tomorrow. And it'll start at 1 p.m. It'll be the A's and the Giants. Live from 3Com Park. It's not the Bay Bridge Series. It's the real thing. So tune in to Sports Channel for interleague action.
First game of the A's that has counted since the 1989 World Series.
Stan Javier with the base hit to left field, the first of the game for the Giants. Well, it's good to see Stan lay out a good swing after struggling yesterday. This little guy is a future Jamie Moyer. Left-hander. Wears his hat a little high in his head. There you go. Bonds hit a slow roller in front of the plate that Moyer made the play on, so Bonds is 0 for 1. Takes a strike. Barry going, I swung at the changeup and now I just took the fastball. Seven for 26.
5 home runs.
Oh, he hit him. So Bonds will go down to first.
You got to pick a pitcher out in major leagues that you'd like to get hit by. This isn't a bad choice. You're not going to put a bruise on you. If it is, it might only last a day and a half. Just doesn't throw very hard. Moyer will average about 83, 84 miles per hour with his fastball. And this one just tails right back in. Clips Bonds right in the tricep on his right arm. Probably hit the protective device, and he didn't feel it at all.
Now Clark, the first base umpire, said something to Bonds. It made him smile.
Al Clark is one of your favorites.
He's a good umpire. Here's Jeff Kent. Popped out in foul territory. He's 0 for 1. Low. There was a batch of young umpires around 1975, the same year that I broke in, that came into the American League, and most of those guys are still around. Al Clark is one of them. 1 ball and no strikes to Kent. And Javier looked like he had thoughts. One ball and no strikes. Cora holding Javier close, and Javier goes swing and a miss. The throw to third is into left field, and Javier is going to get up and score, and the Giants are on the board. Be a stolen base for Javier, and he scores on the air by Wilson.
Well, Javier knew something. He had something in Moyer's motion that allowed him to get a huge jump. He was leaning that way on the last pitch when Moyer came off the mound and held him back, but apparently it was a head turner, something that he picked up, allowing him to get a good jump, and the aggressive play from Javier results in a Giants run.
Kent hits a fly ball to center field for Ken Griffey Jr., who will make the catch. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up J.T. Snow.
Well, watch the end of that play. See Wilson coming up, throwing over the top of Jeff Kent. Throws way wide of the bag, inside of the field. 1 hops Russ Davis, can't stop it. And Javier easily trots in. Not often that Dan Wilson throws errantly. As we mentioned earlier, 51% of the time this season he's been shooting runners out. And that's a remarkable statistic this late in the year.
Here's J.T. Snow, who walked in the second. Bonds at second base with 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and it's 0-1. The stolen base by Javier, his 9th of the year. He's only been thrown out 1 time.
Not a bad month of June.
I guess not. Here's the pitch to Snow. Strike on the inside corner.
See, I think that's a pitch that Moyer should throw more often to right-handed hitters, is the fastball, that four-seamer on the inside corner. Right-handers really think middle away against Moyer. They really don't concern themselves very often at the inside part of the plate because he doesn't throw hard. But he throws hard enough to get it in there, and he showed it just on that last pitch to Snow.
High to Snow. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If Snow were to keep the inning going, it would be Mark Lewis, who was waiting on deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the dirt.
That's the one you have to lay off of right there. It looks so inviting. You pick it up, and by the time you go to offer for it in your swing, it just sort of just fades away. It sinks into the ground. If you hit it, it's right off the end of the bat.
Bonds with his lead off of second. In the dirt again.
You know what's great about Moyer is that he throws about 83 miles per hour and he grunts like Nolan Ryan used to. That's sort of like false hustle.
Well, maybe he just is trying to throw off the hitter. 3-2 to Snow with Bonds at second. Now Moyer, who decided that he didn't really want to throw that pitch, stepped off. And everybody is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Snow strikes out. Giants pick up a run here in the third. Home half of inning number 3 coming up. Mariners 3, Giants 1. Interleague play returns to 3Com tomorrow afternoon, July 2nd, and Thursday night, July 3rd at 7:05. Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, the rest of the East Bay rival Oakland A's will make their first visit to 3Com Park for interleague play on Wednesday, July 2nd, and the first 20,000 fans will receive a commemorative pin courtesy of Palo Alto Medical Foundation. Following Thursday night, July 3rd game, the first of 2 post-game fireworks shows will light up the sky to celebrate the 4th of July. Make sure you don't miss this historic series and collect the second of 4 interleague pins available to Giants fans this season. 510-762-BALL is the number to call, or check out the Giants website at www.sfgiants.com. Cora takes a strike. Cora Rodriguez Griffey, as it's 3-1 Seattle. Here's the pitch, swinging a high chopper over the mound. Kent's got it. He will spin and throw, and he, no! Clark said no. He said JT Snow came off the bag.
And Kent can't believe it. But there was no argument from JT Snow. Jeff Kent going to his right. Good exchange, very clean. It's a lot on it. Throws a little bit up the line. Snow reaching out and just can't stay in contact with the bag. His back foot does indeed come off the bag. So good call from Al Clark, the first base umpire.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Pitches high to Rodriguez, who grounded out to second in the first inning. Cora led off the first inning with a base hit, went to second on a wild pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Rodriguez. Ken Griffey Jr. is on deck. 3-1 Seattle. And Landingham looking for the double play ball.
Alex Rodriguez looking for the fastball. Head 2-0 on the count. pick a side of the plate and just hone that concentration right in that location. If you get it, have at it.
Two balls and no strikes. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit. Cora's going to round the bag and go to third. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Center fielder, number 24, Dan Griffey Jr.
Well, for William Van Landingham, when you fall behind 2-0, he had to come in with a fastball. And these are outstanding hitters, and they're going to take advantage of it. What Griffey Jr. did in the month of June. Outside, 1-0.
Like Griffey's batting practice today was nothing like yesterday's. He was on a mission today. He was killing the ball.
Sacrifice fly in the first inning. Center field, Hamilton racing in, and he is going to get there and make the catch. Cora is tagging. Here's the throw, and he's safe. Now from shallow center field, Cora scored.
Now they know the reputation of Hamilton. He does not have a good arm. Hamilton has to rely on a quick release, and they challenge him. They go right after him. Cora got a good jump at third base. He takes the inside route to home plate, goes around Berryhill, who tries to seal it off with his right leg. A great slide from Cora, and a gutsy play from the Mariners' second baseman.
If you saw that replay, part of the thing that hurt Hamilton is he juggled his catch. And when you first and foremost, you have to catch the ball before you can throw it, and he nearly dropped it. Outside to Edgar Martinez.
Good pitch, 1-0. Okay, this is the best that Van Landingham has looked in over a month in having control and command of his pitches. He's made some nice pitches today behind the count. He's not been able to do that lately.
Pickoff play, and diving back is Rodriguez. Watch Hamilton.
Catches it, slides, almost comes out of the bottom part of his glove. See Berryhill tries to seal off that play with his leg, but a good slide from Cora to go around it to get the run.
To the backstop, and Rodriguez goes to third. Second wild pitch for Van Landingham.
It's a fastball. It just really, I'm not sure that Berryhill was expecting a fastball. He may have gotten crossed up with the runner at second base, because there was no lateral movement at all to his right. He just tried to go down and backhand that ball, and that was not the way you go after a pitch unless you're fooled.
Now a ball in the air will knock in another run as Rodriguez is at third with one out. And Berryhill has to do everything he can to catch that, and it's 3-1.
Now that pitch was worse than the last one.
Fans are going to put Martinez on to face Jay Buhner. bullpen getting loose. Buhner struck out in the second. And that has been the only strikeout that Van Laningham has recorded in this game. He needs a strikeout or a double play right here.
Get the right guy up there looking for a double play. Buhner's hitting to 14 of them.
Way outside, 1-0.
The thing about Van Laningham, though, it can be hard to hit against because you really can't look for one particular side of the plate, because he's not sure where it's going.
Two and 0 to Buhner, who stood on a pitch right here. Gets away from Berryhill. And coming in to score is Rodriguez. It's 5-1.
Well, I don't believe this one's Van Laningham's fault. It's an inside fastball that just turns the glove around and hits off the tip of Berryhill's glove. It's got to be a pass ball.
3-0 to Jay Buhner. A strike at the knees. 5-1 Seattle. He walked him. Here comes Dusty Baker.
This might be a call to bullpen early.
And it is. So Dusty Baker says, I have seen enough. William Van Laningham will depart. Joe Rook Roa is coming in here in Seattle. It's 5-1 Mariners. For the Giants, it's a game where they are trailing. It's 5-1 in the third inning, and Joe Roa comes on, replacing William Van Laningham. For Joe Roa, his 25th appearance. He's started 2 games for the Giants. It was thought that Roa would be a possible starter on Thursday against the A's, but with this appearance here, it sure looks like it's going to be Dan Carlson instead of Roa. You know, a guy that probably isn't real happy right now with what he has just seen, but on your right, Brian Sabean, happy birthday, 41 today. Next to him is his assistant Ned Colletti. So happy birthday, Brian. And I know if you were wishing for something for your birthday, it'd probably be 10 runs.
It's right, and a big victory.
Here's Paul Sorrento facing Joe Roa. And Roa's first pitch is a breaking ball, and it's up high, 1-0. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. Marvin Bernard showed up at the ballpark today after being called up from Phoenix, and Bill Miller went on the disabled list. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Sorrento pops it up, and it is way up there. Lewis, making sure he does not take his eyes off of it, makes the catch. You cannot peek to see where you are at if you're an infielder. In other words, if you're looking to see how close you are to the stands, don't do it, because you may never pick up the baseball again.
And it's supposed to be an improved background since the tiles were taken off of the ceiling here in the Kingdome. But I know it's difficult for the fielders because it's difficult for us. That ball gets up there and you can't see it. Never ever took his eye off it, like you said, Kite. Big out. So Roa gets the first man he faces.
Here's Dan Wilson, who walked and scored in the second. I lost one here with the bases loaded, and it would have been the final out. And our manager, Frank Robinson, was sitting on a folding chair. And he threw it out almost to the first base foul line. Line drive, center field, a base hit. Here comes Martinez. He will score. Hamilton threw behind the runner at second. It's 6-1. So Wilson with a base hit. Mariners have scored 3 times.
Pretty impressive swing from Wilson, Kite. The way he waited on that curveball from Roa, it looked like he knew it was coming. He picks it up early, he waits well, and goes right back up the middle with it. Very soft leg and a front foot. Not much of a stride. Very controlled swing.
Jose Cruz Jr. had a 2-run home run in the second. And he takes a strike.
Mariners are 32-14 in games started by left-handed pitchers this year. Left-handed pitchers are Jeff Fassero, Randy Johnson, and Jamie Moyer.
Outside Jose Cruz Jr. 1 ball and 1 strike. Six to 1. Seattle. This is just the bottom of the third. Low. 2-1. Swinging a foul into the upper deck to our left. And that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jay Buhner is at second, and first is Dan Wilson.
This guy's made a lot of friends early here.
High and deep to right. And this one is long gone. Cruz has hit his second of the game. And the Mariners have busted it wide open.
Joe Roa got to the count he wanted, a 2-strike count. Wanted to throw the breaking ball. He went with it. Been a good pitch for him so far this season, but when you hang them, they get hit a long way, and that was right up at the belt. And Cruz having a career day.
Here's Russ Davis, who takes a fastball high. 6 runs have crossed home plate here in the third. Line drive to center field, a base hit.
Well, once these guys get the big machine cranked up and rolling, it is tough to slow it down. It happened last night. They had a 6th inning uprising, and if it wasn't for the brilliant relief pitching from Julian Taveras, who knows, we could still be playing. These guys get it going, and outs are hard to find.
Joey Cora, who led off this inning with an infield hit. So Cora batting for the second time, takes the pitch low. He's 2 for 2. And Rowe to the plate, and that pitch is a strike, says Dan Morrison.
I can't believe what this team up here does with pine tar. Seattle Mariners got to be the dirtiest team in either league. They got pine tar everywhere. Joey Cora's hat's filthy. Alex Rodriguez helmet's filthy. Dave Buhner is he's the lead mud dog. He's got pine tar everywhere.
Uniform, hands. 3-1 pitch to Cora is fouled right below us, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Pine tar everywhere. I believe that's dirt right there, but you look at Alex Rodriguez's helmet. I tell you what, you don't even need a pine tar rag. You just go to your helmet.
Full count now to Cora. The scoreboard was wrong. It had 3 and 2. But now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes. Swinging a shot to right field and deep. Javier going back. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch. 6 runs on the board for the Seattle Mariners. It is 9-1.
Giants baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you by TCI. Now there's a better way. By Supercuts. Supercuts, it's you. By General Motors, who now offers over 80 value-priced cars and trucks. And by Bud Light. It's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up and never lets you down. So make it a Bud Light.
Here at the Kingdome, it is a 9-1 lead for Seattle. And Jamie Moyer will face Mark Lewis, Glenn Allen Hill, and Damon Berryhill. Today is the day where the National League All-Star starting lineup was announced as Lewis swings and misses. Lewis walked in the 2nd inning. And we've got a little bit of a surprise for everyone. Barry Bonds will not start in the All-Star game. Tony Gwynn edged him out. It'll be Lofton, Walker, and Gwynn in the outfield. Bonds ended up 4th in the votes for outfielders in the National League. Mike Piazza led all National Leaguers in votes. 1 and 2 to Mark Lewis. Swing and a miss, and Lewis is out.
Second strikeout from Jamie Moyer. And he's got to feel pretty relaxed right now with an 8-run lead.
Here's Glenn Allen Hill. So in the National League, Piazza will be behind the plate in the All-Star game. Bagwell will start at first base, beating out Galarraga. Swing and a miss by Hill. His partner Greg Biggio will start at second, Larkin at short, and Ken Caminiti out voting Chipper Jones. Caminiti will start at third. And the reserves will be announced sometime soon, I would imagine. 1 and 2 to Hill.
Reserves and pitchers coming out in the next couple days. Giants will be well represented on this year's All-Star team, I would imagine.
As they should. Hill pops it up. out in front of the plate. Wilson makes the catch.
A nice pitch from Jamie Moyer. You can see Dan Wilson, the catcher, signaling for that high target. He wanted the fastball up above the letters to G. Hill. That's really one of the more difficult locations to hit when you're on the mound. You're so used to hitting. You see the high glove right there. They want that pitch right across the letters, and Moyer dots the glove, and they get the pop up. Nicely done. You get so used to throwing location in and out around the knees that when you have to go upstairs, that can often present a problem to a lot of pitchers.
One and 0 to Berryhill, who walked in the second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rich Aurilia waiting on deck. 9-1 Seattle. This is the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Here's the future Jamie Moyer we were talking about. Both very comfortable right now. Berryhill fights off a high fastball.
Again, the high target from Wilson. So Dan Wilson's working the hitters out, down and away with off-speed stuff, and then when he gets to the 2-strike count, he's throwing a high fastball, or wanting the fastball up around the letters inside, and that's pitching backwards. Fastballs and breaking ball counts, and breaking balls and changeups and fastball counts, and that's Jamie Moyer to a T.
2-2 is Berryhill. Took a close pitch.
That's one of the better things that Moyer does. He doesn't have a slurvy breaking ball. It's got a pretty good snap to it. And everything that he misses with, he misses downstairs.
Alex Rodriguez has got it. A little skip to first and throws in time. In a 1-2-3 inning for Jamie Moyer. Home half of the 4th coming up here in Seattle. 9-1 Mariners.
Well, come celebrate the 4th of July weekend with the Giants during 2 JCPenney fireworks nights at 3 Cobblestick Park on Thursday night, July 3rd at 7:05. That's when the Giants take on the Oakland Athletics. And Friday night, July 4th at 7:05 when the Giants meet the Rockies. Watch the Giants bats provide the fireworks on the field. Then immediately following each game, watch the sky light up with extravagant fireworks set to patriotic sounds fitting for 4th of July weekend. You can't go wrong making fireworks in Giants baseball as part of your 4th of July celebration. To order your tickets, call 510-762-BALL and do it right now. Love to have you aboard next weekend, Thursday and Friday.
Alex Rodriguez takes a strike. This weekend.
That's right, that is this weekend.
Backhanded by Berryhill. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Time's flying when you're in first place. You ever notice that?
Unbelievable.
Last year took about 13 years to play.
Swing over top of a curveball, and it's 1-2.
Why is that?
I think it's, I don't know, something about having fun. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Rodriguez pounded that ball off his foot. Quite a specimen when you watch him take batting practice, or even more impressive when you stand next to the kid.
Yeah, he's a big man. 200 pounds now, and he's not going to get any smaller.
Rodriguez strikes out.
Joe Rose got to stay out there and pitch a little bit. This is a day when you can save your bullpen, but you need a guy to go out there and do what Joe Rose is doing, and that's take the ball and give the Giants some innings. Guys like Julian Tavares, Rich Rodriguez, Rod Beck, they need some rest.
A pair of sacrifice flies for Ken Griffey Jr. And he hits a bouncing ball to Jeff Kent, who goes to J.T. Snow for the out. The junior grounds out, and then I'll bring up Edgar Martinez. Martinez has walked and has flied out deep to right field. Martinez voted as a starter in the All-Star game a week from today. Voted in as the designated hitter. And judging by what we read in the paper, he's thrilled, just thrilled. On the ground, Lewis knocks it down, picks it up barehanded, and throws for the out. 1-2 inning for Joe Roa. 5th inning coming up. 9-1 Mariners.
Next game, I'm going to strike out so many batters that women are going to line up for hours afterward just to kiss me.
Yeah, right. And all of them are going to see fireworks, too, huh?
Be on hand for 2 fireworks extravaganzas when the Giants battle the A's and Rockies July 3rd and 4th.
Hey, it's Giants baseball. Anything can happen.
Here's our Aflac trivia question. Name the 2 active American League players to win 2 batting titles. Here's Rich Aurilia, who will stand in. 9-1 Seattle. Bluffing a bunt is Aurilia, and he takes it low.
We'll give you a hint. It's not Atlee Hammaker. Now we got a letter one time from a woman that really was mad that we were saying that. Saying, you're getting on Atlee Hammaker, and I don't like it. I'm a fan of Atlee Hammaker's. Well, so are we. And we had fun playing with Atlee, and we're having fun with him now. It's a way to keep him around, and we hope we don't offend anybody, and certainly not our old friend Atlee.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And I saw Atlee at the Giants-Dodger reunion game, and I asked him if doing that would bother him. And he looked at me like that was the dumbest question I'd ever asked. Aurilia hits a high drive to left field. Cruz is going back, and Rich Aurilia has got another home run.
And how about Richie Aurilia? He didn't get much playing time, but when he gets it, he makes the most of it. 4th home run of the season now.
He hit one in Denver in the 9th inning, which brought the Giants a run closer. They were trailing by 2 when he hit the home run. So he's got 2 hits on this road trip, and both have left the park. Here's Hamilton, who takes it low.
You know what he's thinking? Why couldn't I have done that with the bases loaded?
Yep. Low to Hamilton. 2 balls and no strikes.
Back and analyze the at bat. That's really kind of a player that Richie Aurilia is. I mean, yeah, he hits a home run, but he's still frustrated over his first at bat.
Two balls and 1 strike. Hamilton, soft liner to Davis at 3rd. Take a look at the home run.
They wanted that high fastball again. He gets it to the location, but Dan Wilson guesses wrong here as Aurilia is all over that high, letter high fastball.
Here's Javier. Line to single to left field in the 3rd inning. Pitch is low. On deck is Barry Bonds. 9-2. Strike from Moyer.
Moyer just cruising. Really has done well. Here comes another changeup.
Javier with a little pop-up down the right field line. Sorrento giving chase, and he's not going to catch it. Javier will dig into second with a double. Ball gets away, but backing up is Cruz, and if Cruz doesn't back up, Javier is going to score.
Good hustle from the Mariners left fielder. Backing up as he has been taught to do. No matter where you are on the field, whatever play that goes down, there is an assignment for you. And for the left fielder, when a ball goes down the right field line, your job is to come in and back up the throw to second base. If it gets by the second or the shortstop who's covering, you've got to be in position to back it up. And fortunately for the Mariners, Jose Cruz did his homework. Good job.
Bonds, who's grounded out, and he was hit by a pitch. Outside to Bonds. I gotta believe right now Barry Bonds is not thinking single. I think he would like to get the Giants 2 runs closer as quickly as he can. Kent is on deck. Infield shifted to the right for Bonds, and he hits one high to right field, but not deep enough. Buhner will make the catch.
Ball got in on Bonds a bit. Checking the wood.
Here's Jeff Kent. Noticed the other day watching Matt Williams on ESPN growing a goatee. And the more he grows one, the more he looks like Jay Buhner.
You've got a pretty good point. So when are you starting yours?
Oh no, it's something that I fight with every day to decide when I'm going to do it. Here's Kent. Takes a strike, and it's no balls in 1 strike. But I don't think when they start coming in gray, I don't think it's a real good look, to be honest with you. Which is something you wouldn't have to worry about. I would.
Yeah, that's right.
Kent off the end of the bat. Moyer will underhand it to Sorrento, and that'll retire the side. Giants pick up a run on the home run by Rich Aurelia. We've played 4.5. It's 9-2 Seattle. Our Aflac trivia question: name the 2 active American League players to win 2 batting titles. Wade Boggs and Edgar Martinez. Buhner takes the pitch high.
I can't believe I didn't get Wade Boggs.
I know. You and I both sat here trying to figure out who the second one was. We had Edgar Martinez. So Wade Boggs, if you're watching, we apologize. We should have known that. 9-2 Seattle. Buhner, Sorrento, and Wilson. Swinging a foul back as Buhner had a good cut. It's 1-2.
Oh, this is like a home run derby game now for Buhner, which is really how he's endeared himself to the people here in Seattle. They love the search and destroy mission he goes on every at bat.
2-2.
And I'm watching this guy in batting practice, and usually guys in BP the first round or so, they'll swing easy and just kind of get loose. Not this guy. It's outhouse or castle every swing.
Pitch was close. 3-2 to Buhner. Got him. Buhner strikes out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants. So Joe Roa with his second strikeout. Sorrento has popped out twice. See any of the highlights of games yesterday?
Yes, I did.
How about Albert Bell?
That was ugly.
Buhner hits a slow roll to second, where Jeff Kent goes to his right and throws to first.
Talking about bad days yesterday. Matt Williams hit his 19th home run, but he struck out 3 times, went 1 for 4. We're talking about that, and all of a sudden somebody said, well, how about Albert Bell? 0 for 4 and 4 strikeouts. Wow. Did you ever strike out 4 times in a game?
3. Couple of times. Here's Dan Wilson. He's walked and he's singled. He's scored twice and he's got an RBI. I mean, I got to the point though, Mike, if I was ever in a spot where it was going to be 4, I'd lay in front of home plate. I'd get hit by a pitch. Blowing into Wilson. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's when a comebacker is a moral victory.
It was not going to happen. Waiting on deck is the man of the hour, Jose Cruz Jr. 2 outs here in the 5th. Now Roa stepped off, but quickly steps back on top of the mound. Wilson hits the ball on the ground to Rich Aurilia, who goes to his right and slings the ball across the diamond to retire the side. Joe Roa, how about that? 7 in a row he's retired. 6th inning coming up. 9-2. Seattle with the 7-run lead as we go to the 6th inning, and JT Snow will step in. Snow, Lewis, and Hill. Giants are going to have to put something together if they want to make a run at the Mariners. Snow with a chopper to Rodriguez, and the throw is in time. Our next Giants telecast here on Sports Channel is tomorrow at 1 p.m. The Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants coming to you from 3Com Park. Interleague action at its best, and when it's the A's and the Giants, it's a little bit more than that. And take a phrase from watching football on Sunday afternoons, these 2 teams do not like each other.
You got to be in marketing.
Here's Mark Lewis. How many times we heard Charlie Jones say that? These 2 teams don't like each other. A's and Giants tomorrow. Pitch to Lewis, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, Jamie Moyer really has dominated this game with a changeup. I'd be willing to bet over half of his pitches have been the change. Again. You know, and you're standing there hitting against him. It starts off outside. By the time you go after it and commit yourself to it, it just leaks just right out of the strike zone and falls away, and it's not there. It's like the ball's made out of paper.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Had one of my most embarrassing at bats ever against Moyer. He first came up with the Chicago Cubs.
And he gets Lewis. I think Lewis is still waiting for that fastball, isn't he? Here's G. Hill, 0 for 2.
You know, you would think that a guy out there in the mound, a big league pitcher that throws a baseball 70 miles per hour, would not have this effect on a hitter, a big league hitter, but he does. And he's 7-2 coming into today's ball game.
Hill swings and misses.
For Moyer, lifetime, he's won 79 games, 79-81. This would be his 80th victory if he can hang on. Certainly with a 7-run lead, he's got a pretty good chance to.
0-2.
All changeups. But he's got excellent motion, delivery, and location with the pitch. And his changeup has got a lot of movement to it. It really sinks and tails away from the right-handed hitter.
Outside to Glenn Allen Hill for a ball.
Boy, he really pronates through the pitch. He's one of the few left-handers that works on the third base side of the rubber, and he does that to set up his changeup.
In the dirt. Hill now steps out. You see where he stands. He's right at the end. Hill with a line drive to center field, a base hit. Glenn Allen Hill with a 2-out single will bring to the plate Damon Berryhill.
Catcher Damon Berryhill.
For the Giants, they pick up their 4th hit. Giants have hit 14 home runs on this road trip. 13 have been solo home runs. Darrell Hamilton has hit the only home run with somebody on base, which is outside to Berryhill.
Two other lefties in the Mariners rotation, Jeff Fassero on your right and the big unit Randy Johnson on the left.
Well, if Johnson is the big unit, then Jamie Moyer's got to be the little unit.
It looks like Johnson's sitting on a couple of phone books, but when you're 6'10", you make a lot of people look small.
Hill with his lead off of first. And the 1-1 offering to Berryhill, and a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Another changeup. Jeff Facero's 6'1". That's taller than the normal human being, but sitting next to Randy Johnson, he looks like Randy Johnson's kid.
Now, the reason I was saying Moyer has got to be the little unit is just because of his repertoire of pitches. I mean, Johnson's got the blazing fastball, and he's 6'10", 6'11", or whatever, and Moyer's not very tall, but he lives with the changeup. It's such a contrast in styles.
Complete ends of the spectrum. Johnson, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Moyer with a 79-mile-an-hour fastball. But both effective.
And both winning. Runner goes. Berryhill hits it foul behind home plate. Talking about that game tomorrow that we'll have on Sports Channel. Mike Oquist for the A's against Kirk Reeder for the Giants. 1 o'clock, Sports Channel. Jamie Moyer with a count of 1-2 to Berryhill, throws to first on Thursday night, which will be a KTVU broadcast game. It'll be Brad Rigby for the A's, and the Giants haven't decided yet, but Dan Carlson is a pretty good guess. Here's the pitch. Berryhill takes a fastball inside.
You would have to believe that Carlson would be the guy. They're going to give Mark Gardner an extra day because of the bruise in his right forearm. They need to sort of clear that area out a bit. Extra day, hoping that he'll be back to his old self following a rocky start in Colorado. No pun intended.
Runner goes, swing a ground ball right where Cora was when he went to cover the bag. Hill, who runs well, will be held at third, and the Giants have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Shortstop Rich Aurelius.
Good at bat from Berryhill in the 2-strike situation. Take advantage of that open right side when Cora pulled out of position to cover.
Here's Rich Aurelia, who homered in the 5th inning. Hill at third, Berryhill at first. And that pitch misses to Aurelia. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the batting order, and Darryl Hamilton on deck. 9-2 Seattle. This is the 6th inning. Outside. A good crowd today. They expect more than 40,000. There's fireworks after the ball game. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Aurelia takes a strike. Four walks, 3 strikeouts. Giants had the bases loaded in the 2nd inning and could not score against Moyer, who walked the bases full. Aurelia pops it foul and out of play, and that evens the count.
And it was Aurelia sitting in that number 9 spot in the lineup when he came to the plate for his first at bat in the 2nd. He had the bases loaded, 1 out. He hit a ground ball to Russ Davis. Mariners turned a double play, and that killed the inning. So Moyer really flirted with a lot of trouble walking the bases loaded, but got away with it.
2-2 as the crowd starts to get into it. And Aurelia strikes out. No runs, a couple of hits. The Giants strand a pair after 5.5. 9-2 Seattle.
Well, spend the 4th of July weekend at 3 Candlestick Park as the Giants host the Rockies in a 3-game series beginning Friday night, July 4th. Then on Saturday, July 5th, it's an afternoon game at 1 p.m. and it's also the 2nd in a series of Leroy Neiman poster giveaways. To celebrate the Giants' 40th anniversary in San Francisco, first 20,000 fans will receive a poster of Hall of Famer Juan Marichal. The series concludes with an afternoon game on Sunday, July 6th. For Picnic Cooler Day, call 510-762-BALL and check it out.
9-2 Seattle. Jose Cruz Jr. at the plate. He's hit a pair of home runs. He's got 5 RBIs. Inside from Joe Roa. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, anything else he does today is gravy. He's already had a career day, and I have to believe that at the end of this game he'll be calling Jose Cruz Sr. up.
Hit into center field. Hamilton will go back. He'll have room. 1 out. See Sean Estes watching Kirk Reeder, who is charting right-handed.
Third baseman, Russ Davis.
He's amphibious.
A left-hander charting right-handed. It's a good move. You do not want to tire out that pitching arm.
He's quoting an old line from Kevin Mitchell, who tried to say ambidextrous one day and came out amphibious. I forget who it was doing just as Kirk Reeder's doing, a left-handed pitcher charting right-handed. He walked by, noticed it, and he said, "Hey, you're amphibious." It all cracked us up, as Kevin Mitchell could do on a daily basis.
Davis with a line drive to left field. He's got his 2nd hit. You saw a shot of Sean Estes. Is he digging life or what?
Well, he should.
I mean, the kid is 11-2, and you have to figure he's going to the All-Star game.
Yeah, he's got to be going. 2.72 ERA. Are you kidding? A couple of shutouts, couple of 2-hit shutouts. He's there.
Here's
Look at
Joey Cora. 1 hopper past Kent. Cora's got his 3rd hit.
And the table's set for the big boys, and they're starting to come up.
Here's Alex Rodriguez, who is 1 for 3. Rodriguez Picked up a base hit in the 3rd inning. That extended his hitting streak to 14 games. And the pitch is high to Rodriguez. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the 6th inning. Low. 2-0.
Get that ball down around the knees, put a little sink out, try and get a ground ball. Problem with this ballpark is that its AstroTurf is extremely fast. And that's not something you like if you're a sinker ball pitcher.
Deep to left field. And gone. A 3-run home run for Alex Rodriguez. So Rodriguez, it's his 12th home run of the season, his 2nd in as many games. And the Mariners are pouring it on. They have not beaten the Giants yet this year. And they are having some fun this afternoon.
Joe Rowe's got to stay out there. This is the game that you're a long reliever. You've got to take some lumps so your bullpen can get some rest.
Here's Ken Griffey Jr., who's 0 for 1 with a pair of sacrifice flies. And the pitch is low.
The Giants bullpen is quiet. Rowe is out there on his own.
Swinging a slow roller off the end of the bat, and Jr. will ground out for out number 1. Make that the 2nd out. Here's the home run.
The fastball inside at the belt, and that quick, that lightning quick flick of the wrist from Alex Rodriguez, and he quickly deposits this ball in the left field stands. Oh, that's a beautiful swing. Not too many home run swings are ugly. And that one right there is exceptional. What a swing.
Here's Edgar Martinez. Pitch is low to Martinez. 0 for 2 with a walk. 12-2 is your score. Rob Ducey is in the on-deck circle. High to Martinez, 3-0. And taking all the way is Martinez, and it's 3-1. Jose Cruz Jr. has hit a pair, and Alex Rodriguez has hit 1. Strike 2. Three balls and 2 strikes. And Martinez takes the walk.
They play Walk Like a Man by the Four Seasons when you give up a walk here. You have a lot of fun with old songs and old movie clips, which appeared a lot up on the Jumbotron here in Seattle. So whoever's in that marketing department has a pretty good sense of humor.
Here's Rob Ducey, who will bat for Jay Buhner. Ducey is a left-handed hitter, hitting .246 with a home run, 5 RBIs. He's been up 69 times. Swings and hits a tapper to J.T. Snow, who will grab it with 2 hands and step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. 3 runs on the home run by Alex Rodriguez. It's the 7th inning coming up, 12-2.
Giants Baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. By the Discovery Channel, explore your world. And by Bud Light, it's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up and never lets you down. So make it a Bud Light.
Ducey remains in the game in right field. Now playing second base, number 26, Alvaro Espinoza. And now pitching number 40, Greg McCarthy.
Here in Seattle, it's 12-2. Some changes for the Seattle Mariners. Rob Ducey goes out to play right field. The new pitcher for Seattle, Greg McCarthy, who the Giants saw last night and threw really well. And Alvaro Espinoza will play at second base. And here's McCarthy to the plate, and if it didn't hit Hamilton, it certainly grazed the hair on his arm.
Yeah, it put a bad taste in his mouth. In his last 4 games, which total 7 innings, McCarthy's had 14 strikeouts.
And Hamilton pops it down the left field line and out of play.
McCarthy is a bit unusual in that he's a left-handed pitcher that throws sidearm, and you don't see a whole lot of those guys. And he will buckle a left-handed hitter with the best of them. Similar releases John Candelaria used to have.
And that's a comebacker, and McCarthy will nearly run the ball to the bag, but he flips it to Sorrento for out number 1. And that'll bring up Javier. Stan Javier has a couple of hits. The Giants have 5, and Javier has 2 of those 5. Stan hits one high to center field, but Ken Griffey Jr. makes the catch. There are a lot of people like to draw the comparisons between this park and Coors Field, simply because of the fact that there are a lot of home runs hit in both places. I do think it's a lot easier to hit the ball out in center field in Denver. Here's Bonds, inside to Bonds. I am not going to go on record by saying there's a dead area out in center field here, because we've seen balls really carry out, but a lot of fly balls in Denver just go right over the fence. That's not the case here. Low to Bonds. And it'll be fun when Seattle goes to Denver. It might even be fun just to watch batting practice. 2-0 to Bonds. And Bonds pops it up. McCarthy is pointing at it. Sorrento is coming in, and on the mound he makes the catch and does a somersault, and he looks good doing it. So the Giants go down in order. 7th inning stretch time here in Seattle. 12-2. Well, Pac Bell charter seat licenses are on sale, and they've been on sale for some time now, and they're on sale to the public and are continuing to sell at the rate of about 250 seats a week. And you certainly do not want to miss out on this opportunity to own your lifetime seats in what is certainly going to be the best ballpark in the country. Is standing in is Paul Sorrento, and the pitch is hit to left where Marvin Bernard has just come into the game, and he makes the catch.
Can't hide.
You certainly would want a seat that will guarantee you a place to watch exciting baseball in your Pacific Bell charter seats. Call 1-800-5-GIANTS now to reserve one of these premier seating locations. 1-800-5-GIANTS.
How about that? Marvin Bernard just come in the ball game. First out goes right to him.
Here's Dan Wilson, and he swings and misses 0-1.
If Roa can close this game out, and give that bullpen a rest, he's my player of the game.
I'd say that's a pretty good call. Check swing comebacker, and Roa has it, and he'll throw to first for the out.
I always tell a story about the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. They hit a point in their year where they were really beat up, and their bullpen was just in dire need of an off day, and they came into Chicago, and it was an early TKO. Whoever started got knocked out in the second inning, and Joe Coleman went in there, came out of the bullpen, and in extreme heat, he finished the game. And he gave up about 12 runs to do it. Now, he was released not long after that, but they voted him a large share because of it.
And Bernard will play that on a hop as Cruz has his third hit.
And Chuck Tanner, the skipper of the Pirates, said that was the one game that saved the year for the Pirates. It was a game they lost, but it was a game that they finally got a chance to give their bullpen a rest. And Joe Coleman took the lumps in order for his teammates to get some rest. And right now, to a degree, that's basically what Roa is doing. He's eating up innings that his teammates don't have to throw, and it's significant.
Here's Russ Davis. Pitch is low.
This has been a road trip where the bullpen has gotten lots of work.
And this will not go unnoticed by his teammates.
No, it won't.
Davis hits one high and deep. Hamilton going back at the wall, and it is gone. Roa has given up another one, and it's 14-2. Russ Davis was his 11th home run of the year. And that'll bring up Alvaro Espinoza.
No, just a hanging breaking ball. He's been burned by that pitch a couple times today. And Russ Davis, who is having a good day himself for this third base hit, goes yard for 2 runs.
Pitches a strike to Espinoza, who is batting for the first time, hitting 174. And the comebacker, and it knocks Roa down. Lewis will barehand it and throw, and they won't get him. Mark Latan is coming out, and Roa said, "I'm fine. Let me go. I'm out here to finish this thing."
Well, you can see right away there's a nasty bruise on the left wrist up above the glove. It cut him flush on the wrist. He's a tough kid. It's going to hurt tomorrow.
And Dusty Baker puts that hand on his shoulder. What Mark Latan is doing is you put some pressure on that arm to keep it from swelling. And Rich Rodriguez is going to come in. So Joe Roa leaving the ball game. Rich Rodriguez coming in. Here in Seattle, it's 14-2 Mariners. Well, with the injury to Roa, Rich Rodriguez has as much time as he wants to get loose. It's 14-2 Seattle. We're in the 7th inning. Rodriguez on the year 3-3 with a 185 earned run average. This will be his 43rd appearance. Murph starting to pack up some bats. Watch how quickly this gets back to Roa.
Now this is nasty. This ball had some extreme heat going right back up the middle. It catches him right on the left wrist above the glove, knocks him down, and you can hear it. Listen to this sound. The ball hitting the meat. Not a good sound.
So in is Rich Rodriguez. Marcus Jensen is also in the game. not just put in now. He started the inning off. So Rich Rodriguez will be facing Alex Rodriguez. Rich Rodriguez did not pitch in the game yesterday. He did, however, pitch on Sunday when the Giants beat the Rockies 7-4. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 run. Rodriguez in his last at bat hit a 3-run home run to left field. Here's the pitch. Good ball in for a strike. Rich Amaral is on deck, and he would be hitting for Ken Griffey Jr. Fastball strike, says Dan Morrison. A high strike, and it's 1-2.
Pretty good steam on that fastball from Rich Rodriguez.
Espinosa, the runner at first, and this is chopped in front of the plate. It's going to be a fair ball, and Jensen will tag out Rodriguez to end the inning. That will go 2 unassisted, 2 runs on the board. The home run by Russ Davis. 8th inning coming up. 14-2 Seattle. 14-2 here in Seattle as we go to the top of the 8th inning. The big inning, 6 runs in the 3rd inning. Bob Wells is the new pitcher for Seattle. Wells 2-0 with a 7.62 ERA. This will be his 24th appearance. Bob Wells facing Jeff Kent. And Wells' first pitch of the inning is a strike to Kent, who is 0 for 3.
A 7.62 ERA.
Kent hits a line drive to right field, a base hit. Fielded by Amaral in right field.
First baseman J.T. Snow.
So Amaral is the right fielder. It looks like Rob Ducey went to center. Here's Ducey now in center field. And Mike Blowers, who has come into the game, is at first. This is now a spring training game. Here's J.T. Snow, who checks swing foul.
Well, when you say spring training game, that means that Les Johnson has a chance to get in this game.
He'll get in. He will get in. Snow is 0 for 2.
How about Jeff Juden today?
14 strikeout.
2-hitter, won his 10th game against just 2 losses for the Montreal Expos.
Snow hits it hard. Espinosa to Rodriguez to Blowers, who can't even come close to it. And going down to second will be Snow.